Could you imagine what Legacy would be today? And Vintage, too. If Force was a red card that required you to pitch a red card. It'd be an entirely different beast. So, this is the... For those of you who never played Vintage before, you're in for a real treat. So we're playing against Gristlepuff. For those who are unfamiliar, Gristlepuff is Bob Hahn. I probably just butchered Bob's last name, but Bob plays a lot of Eternal formats. All right, it looks like we're getting this. With that being said, I have a Library of Alexandria and I'm on the draw, so we're keeping this hand. If you think otherwise, you're wrong. We did. I mean, they just have a 3/2, right? I have like this Force of Will, this Library of Alexandria, until they like Wasteland me here. They're gonna Wasteland me and I'm gonna be really sad. Man, let me tell you about our sideboard for this matchup. It's got this little thing called RESPECT. Tell me what it means to me. Hope everyone's having a wonderful Saturday night or possibly Sunday morning. Maybe a Saturday afternoon. I don't know how time zones work, wherever you're at. Just hanging out. I'm going to play some Vintage this evening. Alright, what you got over there? Precursor Golem. Huh. So this guy, whenever you target with an instant or sorcery, this probably is not a Gush matchup. I'll force this pitching the Gush. Thing at all just feels the same. At my high school, it felt more to me like a jail cell, a penitentiary. Oh no! Oh no! We fricked and died. Well, we tried, fam, and like that's really what matters, right? Is that we tried? We gave it the old college best. I don't ever wanna be you. I wanna be just like you. Put a stop on my turn so I can activate this during my upkeep. University, get a real job, that's what they said to me. Never live the way they love. Alrighty. Real clean living there. 6 really bad cards, 6 really good cards. I think that's fine. I think that's just easy in, easy out. The Null Rods, like, aren't impressive in this matchup, but, like, they're certainly better against them than they are against us, right? There's a video of us playing stacks really poorly on my YouTube channel. It's a good call out for everyone that's watching this. If you coming in late or you're not gonna be able to stay for this entire league, YouTube channel link down below. Play a ton of different decks. All of it gets archived down there. It's like a little medium minus. I'm gonna probe to get a feel for what we're supposed to do here. Like if they have something that demands a first turn answer, well there's a basic island in my deck, right? Is in fact this basic is land right here. Gotta screenshot this because Magic Online doesn't put this in the revealed card zone. Man, Mana Crypt is a hell of a drug. Alright, so we're not getting locked out on the first turn, it doesn't look like, so that's good. They can go Tomb, Crypt, Foundry Inspector, Precursor, or Phyrexian Revoker, and then Precursor Golem on 2. Whoa, another loser anthem. Some of these decks have basic mountain in them, which I'm not entirely opposed to after seeing some of these. Maybe there's supposed to be a basic mountain in this mana base somewhere. You get a lot of different blue-red Delver decks. Yeah, Mana Crypt, not surprised there. Good reason to go. It's like name Lotus with this. Gotta play Lotus right. Dak Fade Sure, that's a good name in the dark. Silver says. Right, I think we're gonna cast Explore here. I have 4 Scalding Tarns in here. We got the maximum number of blue-red fetches. We play a lot of fetches. Gonna go ahead and cast Time Walker Rooney. Do not have Dax in our deck. It says I do not want to reveal that. It's not a terrible draw though. I feel like Preordain for Ancient Grudge pretty aggressively here. Bolt's pretty good. Bolt like takes him off the Precursor Golem, right? Their hand is Wasteland, Precursor Golem, and then one card we don't know. Yeah, I usually slide that down. Magic Online doesn't like it. You know what, actually, put that back up. I'm going to grab me here and slide me up slightly. Yeah, look at that. Now we don't do that manually anymore. Yo, you just let them cast Precursor Golem and bolt it. I like that. Do I want this dig through time with this Treasure Cruise in my hand? I feel like I don't have enough, I feel like I don't have 2, 3, 4, 5. I can just cast the cruise here, actually. I suppose I could also bolt this, and then Precursor Golem takes their whole turn, and then I can snap bolt the Precursor Golem. Yeah, I kind of like that. So bolt this, and then fetch out this Volk, then cast this cruise. It's plus. Oh, I delved the bolt. God, I'm so dumb. It's a good thing we drew this Force of Will. It's a good thing we drew this Force of Will, because I'm a big old bag of stupid. I'm a big old bag of stupid. That was too easy. It was too easy, folks. It was too easy. Dawn gone screwed the pooch. It was such a good plan, too, when I went over it in my head. It was such a good plan. Oh, no, not my Mox Ruby. Please, don't do something bad to my Mox Ruby. No, Wasteland my Volcanic Island here? That's rude. And name Mox Ruby again. Their hand right now is Wasteland, Precursor Golem. Black Lotus, sure. You are attacking before Wasteland me? I guess these decks play Daze sometimes, so you don't want to run the Precursor Golem into a Daze. That's how aggressive he wants to be here. Okay, so last two cards are Wasteland, Precursor. Silver Trigger says, God, what a tilt. I guess I shouldn't complain too much, right? Because I get to go like, huh. I'm just supposed to kill this, actually, right? Yeah, just 10 out of 10 supposed to strip bind them. Cast this Dorko, and then pass the turn. Real 6-string, bought it at the firing time. Till my fingers bled. 69. This Fugitive Wizard might trade with one of these Phyrexian Revokers. Is that dumb? I feel like I'm actually at the point where I'm trading here. Oh, I'm why did I just and why did I block the one that's on the Dak Faden? Don't ask me that. Don't just shh. You're happy or not asking questions like that. Trust me when I say you'll be happy or not asking questions like that. I just, you know, there were 3 cards. They were all the same. In my head, they were all the same. Look, it's late, okay? If you wanted quality vintage, you should go watch someone like Rich Shea stream. This is like Hoogle After Hours degenerate, like, crappy vintage. Mind game, he'll name Dak again at game 3, right? Got him. Forever. Best days of my life. Summer of 69. Oh, I'd prefer not to force this because I'd really like to snap this recall. Gosh, I wanted to snap that recall so badly. Wanted to snap the recall so badly. Oh, Wasteland you, I guess. Google After Dark crappy vintage. I don't want to scare away potential viewers. Come on now, I want them to come in and like watch for a couple of minutes before they get scared. I don't want them to read the title and turn around. I want them to get like sucked in. Maybe they'll stick around for the really awful karaoke. Man, it feels good to be on the winning side of Mana Crypt killing someone. Best days of my life. Oh yeah. It's a bit 69. Shh, shh. Nobody wants to hear from you, Rogue. Nobody wants your logic and decisions have repercussions. And I made a mistake and we were punished. This is supposed to be a no justice stream. We're not supposed to get punished for the mistakes we make. This hand seems pretty terrible, right? Like it's got mana in it, which is like kind of nice against the Wasteland Strip Mine deck, but like it doesn't have a force in it. It doesn't have any of the 6 cards that we ported in. Who's for mulliganing this one? Maybe this is like fine to keep if they like mulligan to 6, but I feel like if my opponent keeps 7, I'm probably not supposed to keep this. Although they might keep 7 based on lock pieces, and like this hand's like D's plus against lock pieces. My deck from the bash today was a gas. Opponent mulligan to 6. What do we think, chat? This is like the most important decision of this game, right? I'm really good at messing up important decisions, so I would like for you all to weigh in. What do you think? I'm inclined to keep because it has mana in it. I played 3 Shard Ardent. It was Diamond, Wild, Sapphire, Ardent. I went 6-1. I lost in the quarterfinals. The Preordain could be good. Yeah, the Null Rod could be good too. Yeah, let's keep this. Let's keep this. They're gonna like Chalice for 1-on-1, and I'm just gonna be super miserable. I can pierce the second lock piece potentially, right? Like if they lock piece, opponent mulligan to 4. Oh baby, oh baby. Accomplishment. Life sucks and then you die, ladies and gentlemen. Never forget. Life sucks and then you die. Take my pain away. We mulled to 4 too, right? Takes my pain away. Well, the good news is that's just a 1-1. News is that's just a 1-1. Maybe they'll miss their trigger, right? We got that going for us. Okay. There might have been merit to just strip mining them off of this last turn. Who's gonna name Dak Faden again? Like 10 out of 10, right? Yeah, got him. All right, so do I want to tag this, or I might actually want to tag the Mishra's Factory, right? Do I want to tag the Mishra's Factory here? I kind of like just killing this, right? The Snapcaster Mage trades with this, and then we're on like a 1 damage clock until we find an Ancient Grudge, and then we get to play Magic and they don't. Sure. That one's pretty good, yeah. Destroy that artifact. Alright, go ahead. Oh, is the sphere keeping them from casting spells? That's so good. Yeah, I'm just flashing at Snapcaster to kill this turn, right? Pretty sure. 99%. I'm going home, then I say, tomorrow if I don't wait. I think I'm supposed to get a Volk here. I don't want to expose the Trop to a Wasteland until I need to flash something back. Say yeah. We're also getting close to just like using the Dig Through time. Stay young forever. That's a decent draw. I just play the Delver and like race them, right? Can force something here by paying 1 with this Volk. Oh, I should have. This was a mistake. Should have left the island up because they could Wasteland me and then play something, potentially. It's pretty unlikely that that happens, but it was definitely a mistake. Oh, small sequencing mistake. I can race this, right? This is like 3 power to 3 power. I'm supposed to let this one resolve, I'm pretty sure. Am I supposed to let this one resolve? And before Delver never flips? Yeah. Let's just... I don't know where I'm going, but do you got room for one more? Oh, flying man. Oh, flying man, bestill my heart. Don't wake up dead. That's actually the nuts, right? Say yeah. And this attack here technically means that they're still dead in 3, so like, God bless. Does it really still not work? They were supposed to have fixed that. They were supposed to have fixed that. Would love to reveal this Ancient Grudge. Draw, yep. Like a scallion. Still doesn't work. Great. Good stuff. Yeah, not fetching with this because I only have 1 drop. Stay young forever. Your lungs out. Say yeah. Let's be alone together. We could stay young forever. Oh. Vintage is weird. Vintage is weird. Thank you, Yawgmoth, for letting me know that. I apologize for the inconvenience. I'm sending a message to my cool stuff person now. I wonder how many people have tried and then just like not used it because it wasn't working. So, winning that match actually, like, makes me feel pretty good about some of the changes I made. I actually cut the version of Blue-Red Delver that we started with when we streamed this deck last time, had 2 copies of Smash to Smithereens in the main deck, and it just kept being continually unimpressive, so, like, I cut those. What I do, I added Gitaxian Probe, because this card should be in our deck, and Mindbreak Traps. MTGO Traders was sold out of Chandra Torch of Defiance, so was unable to play the Chandra deck this evening. So I decided to queue up with this vintage deck again, because this vintage deck was sweet last time we played it, and I wanted to play some more with it. Is playing fair decks in vintage is smarter than playing fair decks in, say, modern, where you get poo-pooed on. Here we get to play Force, Mindbreak Trap, and we get to just cast cards that are sweet, right? Like, who doesn't love casting these cards? Thanks, Bobby boy! I am really good at attacking with Ardent Crusader. Ardent Crusader might be my spirit animal. I wish this card was modern legal. Can we just, like, make this card modern legal? I would love to cast this card. I would much rather that my opponent were casting powerful delve spells like this, rather than, like, 1 mana 5/5s. Well, I see in Vintage, all of the sweetest cards are restricted, so you just, like, play one of all of the sweet restricted cards. One time walk on this. Like, we've got these Null Rods that are made, but we still play, like, the on-color Mox and, like, a Black Lotus, of course. Like, you're playing Vintage, play a Black Lotus. Are you not scared? It's, like, not doing anything objectively broken, but it's fine. We've even got a Brainstorm here to, like, shuffle away. A Volk and cast this Delver. How strong is Storm in Vintage? There's a few different Storm variants in Vintage. In fact, we've played this really sweet Storm variant a few times, and again, this one is on my, plays Yogg-Will and Tinker and Monastery Mentor and Mana Drain and Force of Will and Tendrils of Agony. This Tinker, it plays Voltaic Key and Time Vault too. Dex of Gas. True gas. Sure. They don't have another lock piece here. Fast Delver could just kill them. Another shop stack. Piece of me. Would love this Gitaxian Probe. Thank you. Endlessly. Why? Why are you? You have nothing? Or are you just passing through by mistake? Please have nothing. I love when my opponents have nothing and my Delvers flip. Oh no! They have Tolarian Academy. They have the Superland. Alright, Delvers. Big Bucks, no... What's the scary card? Walking Ballista. Big Bucks, no Walking Ballista. Those 6 sideboard slots are about to go the distance in this league. They've got 5 mana altogether here. They could Walking Ballista for 2. That's kind of scary. Have something with Phyrexian mana? Phyrexian Metamorph, maybe? It's like Metamorph. Why are you my remedy if I love? So I'm probably just supposed to play Dr. Peasy here, right? Dr. P. Rizzle. Almost certainly. If this would have flipped, I think I would have smashed, but now I'm gonna give myself a chance to draw a lightning bolt next turn, I think. If I would have flipped this, I would have just smashed in, so I've gotten 3 damage, but like just trading this for this now doesn't really advance our game plan at all. This is still an artifact, right, too? So this makes 3, 4, 5, 6 mana now. So they can play Golem if they wanted to. Yep, Precursor Golem, sure. 9 power. Gotta. We have 3 bolts in our main. Oh, Wasteland is Savage. Survey says, Lightning Bolt, please. Right on time, Force of Will. Not that we would have been able to cast it last turn. Ugh. Just dead? Might just be dead here. Guess I should have cast Preordain. Nah, I think the Brainstorm's right there. I guess offering this trade would have cut them off. Okay, so I messed up. I said that this trade didn't do anything because I was just pushing damage through, but this trade would have cut them off of a mana from this, so they couldn't have played this. So I might have just straight up missed 3 points of damage there. Yeah, I think I just straight up missed 3 points of damage by not attacking there because I wasn't thinking about the fact that this was an artifact for this, which was like super relevant. Like I even counted like this is exactly enough for Precursor Golem. Yep. It was definitely a mistake on my part. But like I would have gotten in a hit last turn, so they'd be at 5 now. They just like have all the mana in the world out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'd have hit like a land tier on that Brainstorm. We'd have been able to like force make a token on whenever they play this turn. Then we probably tempo them out of this game. But again, I think the fact that I like missed those 3 points of damage is like super relevant. Or like I either missed 3 points of damage or like I would have put them off of mana being able to cast this. And like either of those things are just like phenomenal for us, right? Super dead. 2 cards on top of our deck. So if I would have preordained, I would have drawn through both of these. And then this turn I'd have drawn this. And then I would have drawn 1, 2 more cards past it. We still would have bricked and died. But I think the fact that I didn't offer the trade on that Delver was actually the thing that cost us that game. Maybe it didn't. Maybe we're still just dead no matter how we cut that. I'll have to think about it a little bit harder. Any rate, welcome to everyone that's just stopping in, hanging out, playing some Vintage this evening. Everyone had a great weekend. I think it's great. Delver, blue card, Force, Ancient Grudge. Sign me up. Most basic of Islands here. You ever want to get a Volk? Probably want a Volk, actually. Yeah, trading was right. And I wasn't you need to articulate why I should offer the trade. You didn't say why, so my gut just went to it didn't really matter. Nothing to board. I think the Spell Pierces are fine. I also don't have anything that's better, I don't think. I don't think any of these cards are better than Spell Pierce. Flusterstorm certainly not, right? Yeah, I don't really care about that. We dismembering my Delver? That I think I care about. That's my threat. Need to kill you, opponent. I like my threats. Don't kill my threats. Survey says. Oh, man, if I was Psychic, we definitely wouldn't have protected this. Yeah, I should be able to look into the future a little bit more often. That'd probably be profitable for me. Just the NBD. It's the smallest of deals here. All right. I get it. I was punished. I should have known there'd be a Pyromancer on top. Let's let this happen. I think we actually would have beaten their double workshop opener if I'd have not forced the Dismember. I think it's probably right to force the Dismember there. Like, we can't know the Pyromancer's coming up, but it still feels bad. flashing back and killing this Walking Ballista. I guess they might put this counter on something else. They put this counter over here. I might not. It's the last card in their hand, too. So, like, if we rip another Ancient Grudge here, we're going to be in a pretty good spot. Wow, sacking it to put a counter on that is really aggressive. This is probably going on Phyrexian. Okay, sure. This is weird. I mean, why do I care about the Tanglewire? Like, the Tanglewire is not really, like, they don't have that much pressure on the table. I guess the Tanglewire is kind of annoying. Like, if I draw an Ancient Grudge, I can play it. If I draw an Ancient Grudge, I can play it during my upkeep, my next upkeep in response to the Tanglewire trigger, so, like, that's not really a big deal. Like, they can't attack with their Mishra's Factory, so, like, I'm on a 4-turn clock here. Well, the 2 counters resolve because my Ancient Grudge was still on the stack. Right? Ancient Grudge was still on the stack there. Maybe I'm insane and that's not the case. I'm pretty sure it was still on the stack. I think you're supposed to leave, not tap this, right? Gross. So long, Tropical Island. Probably dead now. I don't know that we made any mistakes this game necessarily. The one decision we had was whether or not we forced that Dismember on the Delver, and I think it was objectively correct to do so with the information that we had. Important thing to remember when you're playing games that have variance by design, like, you know, Magic, is that just because you make a correct percentage play doesn't mean you're going to get rewarded with the desirable outcome. Like, we call them percentage plays because a percentage of the time you're still going to get ranched by them. Yeah. And that's not to say, like, you shouldn't, like, look for mistakes or, like, things that you could do better when you're playing the game. Because, like, you definitely, you know, a lot of the games that people make out to be like, oh, there was nothing I could do, like, you definitely had a lot of meaningful decisions in them. But, like, going back over the critical decisions we had in this game, you also have to be, like, at a certain point look at it and go, well, you know, sometimes you just get got. Like, that's fine. Opponent's start was very good, right? Like, they had the double Mishra's, double Workshop draw. At any rate, I would just like to say good morning, afternoon, and good night to everyone, wherever you're in the world. Thanks for choosing to spend part of your day with us. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I am a TCG player and content producer here at my Twitch page. Maybe you're watching this on my YouTube page in the future. If you're enjoying what you see, please hit that follow button. It doesn't cost you anything. It helps grow my audience, help other people find my stuff, let you know when I go live with different things. If you're really enjoying what you see and want to support my content a little bit past that, there's a couple different ways you can do that. The first is by subscribing on Twitch or becoming a patron on Patreon. It is currently September, so all new subscribers get half off. You can also support my content by supporting my sponsors. MTGOtraders.com. Love to buy and sell Magic Online cards with you. If you use code Hoagland PayPal at checkout, then you'll save 8% on all of your singles orders. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, but apparently my discount code is not currently working on their website, so you should definitely check them out, and hopefully at some point in the next couple days, this Jeff5 discount code is going to work. Inks Gaming does custom playmats and mouse pads and stuff like that. You can just go Jeff12 to save 12% on your purchase with them. And finally, SpareDeck.com, they offer kind of a unique service. They will rent you any physical, standard, or modern deck. You can rent a deck for a weekend or up to an entire month. As we look at this hand here, we are unfortunately on the play. This hand's still fine though, right? Like, I'm really sad if we, like, have to force something on one. We're like, going to try our darndest not to force something here. Ever considered becoming an auctioneer? I have not. Can't say that I have. Playing against a Jaeger Master here. Just have a third Chops matchup here. I think I just let that happen so I could draw with this library here. That's a pretty good one, yeah. Am I supposed to Wasteland them there? It's possible I'm supposed to just Wasteland them there. I also don't know if holding Spell Pierce is right up here. Yeah, I think I'm just supposed to Wasteland them there. I feel like I get to play Spheres for 1 mana here. This Gush isn't particularly good. Well, I guess it lets me refill, right? I feel like letting them get to all of your things cost less than the table is bad news for us. I fetch a basic island here. And then go digging for a fetch land or a red source with Preordain. Yeah, I want to talk about cards that are worse than Guidance. I think I'm supposed to Wasteland them here. Really don't have a lot else going on. Why? Severe resistance is gonna suck. Also, mostly sucks. I guess I have this Null Rod, right? Vomit. Pretty dead here now. We need like running lands, basically. We're just dead. This is dead in 4 here. We're gonna get to Wasteland us and then just pressure us out of the game. At the old college best here. Man, I've not played against much shops online, and tonight it's been 3 for 3. It's a little weird. Maybe I'm not supposed to cut the Gush. I don't actually know. Better than the Spell Pierce. Spell Pierce seems kind of mediocre. At least we know how to board, right? We have a plan. Let no one say that we did not have a plan. Gush is cute against Wasteland. I don't know about sweet. It's definitely cute. I mean, yep. Sans East plus. I have no idea, Holy Llamas. All I know is there are a lot of results with this archetype. There are a lot of A lot of results with this archetype, and none of them are splashing the Mentor. There are actually results with this deck when 4x Mentor were still legal. So, like, if this deck was putting up results when you could play 4 Mentors, it's probably fine now. And, like looking at these games we're playing, like, again, when... Yep. Yep. Good stuff. Good stuff. When you're making changes to a deck list, you generally want to... I've never been so happy to not flip a Delver in my life. Just gonna recall now, because we could hit Mox in. Or Lotus. When you're, like, looking at a deck list and you're making changes, so you want to ask yourself, like, what kind of problems does this deck have, and what would our changes do to fix those problems? And, like, adding Monastery Mentor to this deck doesn't fix the problems that the deck, like, perceivably has so far that I've seen. Sophie is a dog with the 4-month Twitch Prime resubscription. Thank you for the continued support. I really do appreciate it. Welcome back. Give me something to Lightning Bolt. God bless. So I could also just Ingot Chewer that. They were just hoping to get, like, the Wasteland win, right? Like, where I don't have another color producing land and, like, die. Like, yeah, that's fine. Well, we've all gotten the Wasteland win now and again. I would not like to reveal that. I think I'm just gonna walk through time here. Might be better when I have another Delver to do that. Might be better to do that when I have another Delver. Good gosh. Good golly jeez. Let's talk about Delvers that don't want to flip, shall we? This bad boy here. Kill that one. Hey, let me tell you about these fugitive wizards I've registered this evening. They are on the run from the law because they cannot transform into insectile aberrations. The lawman's coming for them. Oh, you know what's even worse? Strip mining me when you don't have another land. Okay, this is getting ridiculous. I'm only gonna not be upset because I get to Snapcaster this Ancestral Recall. But I just want you to know, Delver, this is not okay. The fact that I'm gonna get to Snap Recall does not make what you've done okay. This does not, we are not cool. Alright, this game is over. We don't even need these Sinapi Fugitive Wizards to win this game. Probably Thursday Immortals, maybe Tuesday, depending on what the stock is like. Good golly gracious jeez. Can we say another, I guess... And you know what, Delvers? Again, the fact that I get to Snapcaster Mage this Time Walk does not excuse you from the fact that you have yet to flip. I want you to know that this is still unacceptable, and we really need to work on this. Try again here. Invade. And guys like me do that, they leave themselves behind. My opponent's commenting that this is the longest they've ever seen a Delver not flip. To death. Dig it up just to do it some more. I just want you to know, Delvers, that you've been bad, so now you don't get to flip. There's finally a thing here, but you've been bad. So this is your punishment. You're gonna live out your days as this piddly little 1/1 wandering around. My friends. Going on, Sinaz. Easy submit. Easy submit. Because creating something new is just recycling. Wait. It's all been done before. Yeah, we do something to death, and then we dig it up just to do it some more. It's all been done before. Then we dig it up just to do it some more. Evening ranting, Bob. Yeah, sounds fine, right? Like we've talked about, just keep like hands with lands against workshop. Thanks. Format was a gas. I'm actually gonna recast some of the, since I have access to Hex's replay client, I'm gonna recast some of my matches from the bash. I think I had some good ones. The Ardent deck is just a riot to play. Enjoy it a lot. I love like the mid-range troop decks that like have kind of an aggressive slant. Yes. Are Fugitive Wizards at acceptable budget options in the Delver deck? Yes, 10 out of 10. It's all been done before. What's going on, LeClaire? Dig it up just to do it. All right, let's get a little look-skipoo here. To make you like some things. Just recycling, wait. It's all been done before. All right, they have a Wormcoil Engine and 6 mana for it next turn. Screenshot of Rooney here. So there's a real question. Am I supposed to just Wasteland them? Am I supposed to just Wasteland them? I think I'm supposed to Wasteland them. And like next turn we can Preordain for a force. The problem is they hit another piece of fast mana. We're just going to be like up shit creek without a paddle. And like the other plays, it might be right to just like dig for a force here. I don't know, it's close. They get to put another counter on the Arcbound Ravager with this. This can activate itself, and then it's an artifact, so they can sack it to this. Yeah, it's like not... Ooh, they missed that. Sweet. So for those of you workshop players out there, this keeps the artifact creature. Don't play a Mox. Don't play a Lotus. God bless you, Basic Islands, and all the things you have to offer me in life. Four shots at a force here. If we get a force, we're actually in an okay spot. That's pretty good. This gives us Wasteland and Strip Mine as outs as well. Opponent's hand right now is Spatial Contortion, Workshop, Wormcoil. Are not going to do Pig. I'm definitely bottoming this. So I could take this dig and then because I need a blue card, right? So like this is an interesting percentage question, right? I could take a random, and if the random's a Wasteland or a Strip Mine, I get to keep them off the Wormcoil, or I can take this dig and then one of the next 3 could be a Force of Will, and then I can force the Wormcoil Engine. Which I think doesn't seem completely... Oh, you know what? Fuck. I punted. Oh, I didn't even think about it. Oh, we punted so bad. This... I should have just grudged one of their Mox in. God, I'm so dumb. That's a big, big Papa Punch. I saw this and my head went to immediately, we can draw Wasteland and Strip Mine, not thinking about the fact that I just like had a 2-mana Wasteland in my hand because of these Mox. I think I'm supposed to keep this and then look for a force. This is, like I've messed up, this is my bed, we have to like lie down in my slop now. 10 out of 10 should have gone Mox, Volk, Grudge, or Mox Ruby. It didn't even occur to me. Just like not used to the play patterns that these decks generate by any stretch of the imagination. Force, please. That's a turn too late too. Bottom here. It's not even just about like that line's pretty easy, right? Just like not used to the play pattern of like this card's really good in this format because it's a Wasteland. Like this card is like kill target thing in my mind, right? It's not Wasteland my opponent off of one of these Mox. It had to be Wormcoil Engine too, because if it was just like Precursor Golem, we could grudge this and then flashback grudge the Precursor Golem. That's true. So I could strip mine them off of this. Alternatively, yeah, I think that's the line, actually. I think it's just strip mine them off of this. Just take a hit this turn. I could dig this turn. The fact that I fetched out this basic island's a touch awkward. We are who we were with. Yeah. Daily friend. We are who we were with. And imagine if, like, my opponent had taken the correct line on turn 1. This thing's attack, well, this is their 4th turn. This thing would have been, like, done, like, 3 more points of damage at this point. I also have a Pulverize in my deck. You have uno mas copy Pulverize. We are who we were with. Still stay. We are who we were with. Potentially, yeah. I mean, like, what is Vandalblast doing in these spots that Ancient Grudge isn't, right? None of these cards are particularly appealing. Like, red mana is the choke point at this point. I certainly want the Ponder, right? Bolt does clean up a token. I want something that I can cast this turn alongside. Oh, geez, it doesn't ask me to confirm like every other prompt. I was gonna click those and then think about it, but I guess now we're taking these two. I was gonna think about it and talk about whether or not this was the right line and think it through a little bit, but apparently just finishing clicking on those is like, this is what you get, enjoy your stay. Are we dead next turn? We might be dead next turn, actually. So fetching this basic island was probably a mistake, too. I think we're actually going to be 1 turn too late. That doesn't actually do anything, right? Oh, I should have played this, then I get to Wasteland me. Yeah, we're just dead. I messed it up a couple different ways. We had enough mana that I should have just let them Wasteland this, and then we could have just, like, gotten more red mana aggressively. We could have... The biggest mistake was not keeping them off the Wormcoil. That turn I drew the Mox, we should have just grudged... one of the Moxins. And then we could have untapped and, like, grudged the other Mox and, like, kept them off it and then, like, Wastelanded them off their 3-mana land. I mean, we're also just dead to any artifact out of them too, right? They had... No, we were just dead. We were dead. We were dead even Ancient Grudging the tokens. Because they would have just been able to sacrifice the Worm Coil and sacrifice the 2 tokens and sacrifice the 2 Moxen to plus the Mishra's Workshop to, like, have lethal that turn. Even if we do Grudge on their turn. Sounds fine. It's soft to combo a little bit, but it's got plenty of land. It's good against Workshops. We played that for a 4th time in this league. So, yep, missed the line of grudging the Moxen to lose that game for sure. 10 out of 10. Put him looking to 6. Got Delver go. This is what I got. Is this good opponent? Yes, no, maybe. Check one of the boxes, please. My indie keyboards. Nope. I have a $10 HP USB keyboard that I bought off of Amazon. And at some point, my toddler will smash it hard enough that it will break, and I'll replace it with another $10 USB keyboard from Amazon. Sure, yep. Man, we're 4 matches in and have him cast a Lotus. What a tilt. God bless us. Pull my pants down, I get to F6 here. Am I dead? Am I dead? Am I dead yet? I should get something nice. Why? I have children. I don't own nice things. Because the few nice things that I own, my children destroy. Null Rod. I will forgive you for not flipping if you show me Null Rod. Why? Why not do that on your turn? I can't do anything. You know all of the cards in my hand. Fucking Delver of Secrets, man. Let me tell you about these Delver of Secrets. Yeah, I guess I'll keep these. Wastelanding the dude that has the Black Lotus, or dudette. Wastelanding the opponent that has a Black Lotus in place seems kind of counterproductive, but it is what it is. Correct, Rogue. That is correct. And they know we don't have a force because we didn't flip the Delver, so I'm just gonna auto pass. Do you think, opponent? Oh no! My opponent only has 4 mana potentially this turn. And by that I mean they probably drew a Moxen in that recall, which is why they should have recalled on their turn. It's like I knew! Bottom, they drew. They must be playing a fair deck, right? At least this is flipping to a recall here. I'm going to recall before I play a land, because if they counter this, Misstep or Force, I'm going to cast the Delver. If they don't counter this, we'll play the Library of Alexandria, because then the library is active. Force pitching Merchant Scroll, so probably a combo deck of some sort. One of the Paradoxical Outcome decks. Awful, Mr. Silicon. And a move that did not come as much of a surprise to myself, adding a instant speed cantrip into the decks that are trying to be interactive doesn't really make them better. It's probably decent in Storm, but like I just don't enjoy playing Storm. So we're just going to continue avoiding Modern for the most part. I guess I don't know if that's strictly true. We might play some more Rabblemaster Jund. I kind of enjoyed Junding the other day. We lost the Tron lands twice, rightfully so, but like outside of losing the Tron lands, the Junding was enjoyable. Oh, sure. Sure. You know what you always need after you have your Black Lotus? Tolarian Academy. Why not? 3/4 Paradoxical Outcome. Monic Tutor. Sure. Oh, I'm locked, right? This is a Time Vault. Alright, let's board these out. Flusterstorms and blasts in. I don't know, maybe. I feel like I should just cut fucking Delvers on principle after what they've been doing to us today. I feel like you just need to go on the principle of the fact that you've been a dick. It's probably incorrect, but I'm tired of casting 1/1s for 1. If we draw these and they flip, I'll board their friends back in for game 3. Sure. It's like the low end of keepable, but it seems fine. I left the laziest Delvers of the deck. Four. This is counter unless they pay 5. Let's talk about things you can't force or mental misstep or whatnot. Same targets, ladies and gentlemen. Same targets. Oh, good God, do they have a Flusterstorm of their own? This is what hell is. I'm so glad we are on the other side of this, because this right here is what hell is. You ever tried to Flusterstorm a Flusterstorm on Magic Online? This is literally like, this is what Hades consists of. It's just people Flusterstorming Flusterstorms. And you just have to, like, hope for the best. So, God bless writing articles. You know what's fun fact? That, like, I started writing content because I was tired of answering the same questions over and over again. It's so easy. You just, like, you could type the same thing out in chat, or, like, write the same thing on a forum or a message board over and over again. Or you could just say, hey, you can go read this thing that I wrote about. Thanks, Mr. Silicon. And as you can see here, my opponent unsuccessfully, they did get to draw cards with this Ancestral Recall, but they did fail. They had to pay an extra mana there. They had to pay an extra mana. Get shrieked. Null Rod. Rats, I'm so unlucky. Just the unluckiest. We're supposed to ponder first. Yep. Yes. Or up, up. Nope. Play that with Pyroblast back up next turn. Bottom. Like a random here. Flusterstorm. That's the thing Christmas dreams are made of. We could lose the game here. Our opponent could kill us this turn. Looks like they're playing the Tinkerstorm list that I showed on stream earlier, or something close to it. There's a lot of variations of this deck. It's possible I should have just held a Pyroblast up here too. Since like they don't have lands, they probably have cantrips. We just outcoming here? Yeah, I could have blasted this outcome. 10 out of 10. Yeah, they're outcoming for 4. Yeah, mucked this up. Casting the Preordain was dumb. And why does this format have to be so punishing? We should go back to play Modern. I just have to be lucky to win in Modern. Yep. Ooh, this outcome's gonna be real good. Ooh. And like there's a chance that like they have a misstep or something for this. Playing Magic Online is expensive. So like, for instance, these 4 matches we just played, these cost me $12 to play. So even when you have a setup with sponsors like I do, so I don't have to like, traders hooks me up with cards, like, we're gonna hop back in the queue here. Are we gonna hop back in the queue? Yeah, I'm gonna hop back in the queue. I think I like this deck and I wanna dick around with it some more and like try and win some games where we don't make a bunch of mistakes. We definitely made mistakes those matches that we lost, but like that's an expensive learning experience. $3 a match. If you'd like to support me spewing on Magic Online, you know, consider checking out the sponsors tab. Maybe hit that subscribe button. You know, whatever, or not. I'm going to be here spewing regardless, most likely. We have a daily limit, though. If we spew $24, we stop playing Magic for the day and go play one of the digital card games that doesn't cost me $12 a match. I love how this person is arguing with you about 12 posts and fucking Tron and they didn't read the article. Where are they? I'll just ban them. I'm just gonna get out of here. What a waste of chat space. I gave you an article link. This is not a democracy! This is a dictatorship! And the dictator has said you have wasted chat space continuing to type things that have already been answered. Get the fuck out of here. Look at that, we got a Black Lotus. We just had to start a new league. This is the Black Lotus League, I can feel it. This is the Black Lotus League, ladies and germs. People like that, they don't want actual answers. They're help vampires. They exist in Magic a ton. And they exist in other communities as well. There's help vampires like exist like I contribute to a number of open source communities and they exist in those places too. Like, they're people that aren't actually, like, looking to get help or contribute anything. They're just, like, they don't have anything better to do in their life. They, like, live under these bridges that are, like, built in their parents' basements. Or, like, they have some really frustrating desk job and, like, they take that out in the world by, like, being frustrating to other people. Right? It's another workshop stack. Skull Clamp. Am I supposed to force the Skull Clamp? Yes, you are 100% correct. I should make 3 blue and add a red and float an extra blue. We did not get punished for that mistake, but thank you for pointing that out. I really appreciate that. Look at that. They articulated what we're supposed to do, and I was able to extrapolate on why, so I appreciate that. My budget hex decks are updated since the last Gar's Vengeance ban. Oh yeah, not a problem. And actually, I believe I have the last updated at the bottom of that article. So, yep, September 12th. Is that post last Gar's Vengeance ban? I think that's post last Gar's Vengeance ban. Yeah, that sounds right. Nope. I updated it when they announced it. So technically it was before the ban took effect, but I updated it as soon as they announced the ban. But yes, the answer to your question is yes. All right, back to this game. Am I supposed to force the Skull Clamp? Or am I supposed to try and force the things that are going to, like, get in the way of my Young Pyromancer? How do we feel about this? Do I think I can, like, beat them by, like, forcing their first thing here? Let's go, Hot Tub. We like forcing the clamp. If clamp equips, we lose the game. That's probably not untrue. Also, like, puts a 4th power into play here, which is, like, not irrelevant. Looks like it's just workshop to the Skull Clamp in it. See if they've got a sphere here as well. No, just another evoker, sure. How about a recall or a time walk? Recall or time walk would be great. Yellow hat with the host. Welcome to folks heading on over from Nasif stream. Would also accept a whatchamahoots. Can't just any old cantrip would be good. Preordain, ponder. Brainstorm would be okay. Card's Dees. Yeah, that card's restricted. Probably good. Don't play another workshop. God bless. This is actually kind of annoying because it's a 2/2. Where Null Rod's at? Wait, did they name Mox Ruby with this? They named Mox Ruby with this. Sure. I will be streaming Modern as soon as someone else sends me money to play a Modern deck. So, I don't mind Magic Online being expensive because, like, we get streaming content out of it and I enjoy playing it. I don't largely enjoy playing Modern right now, so I don't want to spend my own money on it. This is, please be a hangerback walker and not a walking ballista. No blocks. Maybe? No, that's not even true. These guys are like 10 out of 10 hopping in front of these buses if it's offered, right? No blocks on the Ravager. No blocks on the Ravager. Thoughts on banning restricted in Vintage yet? I don't think so. I don't know that. I don't really want to make like an uneducated opinion on that. I don't know that I've played the format enough to have a good grasp of what's good, bad, or otherwise. The small amount of Vintage I've played makes me think that restricting Mentor was something that definitely needed to happen. Please be something I can spell pierce. God bless. Look at this. Look at this Mox Ruby Phyrexian Evoker here. Let's all have a talk about the Phyrexian Evoker on Mox Ruby and how great he is. Waiting for? What are you waiting for? Say, where are my time walks and my recalls at? Ah, there's my recall. Oh, you don't want to play Magic anymore, opponent? Come back! Come back! I wanted to draw cards with the recall! Oh, I wanted to draw cards with the recall! It's no fun. It's no fun. I was just starting to have fun, opponent. Alright, Missteps out. Mindbreak Trap out. Did we decide the Gush was okay? We're cutting a Spell Pierce. Maybe this means I want one more card in my board for this matchup so I could cut both the Spell Pierces. It's probably true. I probably might want to revisit the sideboard and put one more card in the board to cut both these Spell Pierces. That's fine. It's got, like, the removal is actually very good in this matchup. We could technically force on one, but, like, who really wants to pitch a recall to a force? I know I don't. Gosh, my opponents are really good at having workshop on one. Oh, huh. I went on autopilot. I don't think I need Misstep for Clamp when I'm bringing in all the cards I'm bringing in. You know what? I'm just going to bolt this now. Because my opponent could play, like, Tolarian Academy as their second land and need 4 mana. Really don't want to let them get more artifacts into play with this out. It's possible I'm just supposed to recall this turn, but, like, I think that's a little dangerous leaving this in play. That's fine, right? This becomes a target of instant or sorcery. The only target's a single. Whoever plays the only target single that player copies spell for each other goal and that spell target. Yeah, so I just get to, like, grudge this. I have to force an Arcbound Ravager, though. Otherwise, they can sacrifice one of their golems. That kinda sucks. I don't want to put this drop. This drawing the second Null Rod is miserable. Tangle Wire. Precursor Golem, sure. But I'm not that old. Young. I'm not that old. Flashback a Grudge here. We need to draw another Grudge or like a Pulverize or something. It's possible I'm supposed to strip mine them here. Doing the wrong thing. So we have to force the Ravager because of what just happened here. They sacked the Precursor Golem to the Ravager, which means this Ancient Grudge no longer kills all of the Golems. Because the Precursor Golem has a line of text that says if you target one of the Golems with something, they all get targeted by that thing. Another scary. Worm Coil or X-Spell. That's a tilt. I've been on. No more counting dollars. We'll be counting stars. We could be, babe. glad we're up a game. I guess I could technically draw the Pulverize here, right? No, if I grudge the Ravager, they get to modular the 3 counters from the Ravager over to a token. But I'm not that old. Just doing what we're told. I feel something so wrong. Doing the wrong thing. And I couldn't lie. One outer. Baby, I've been loving losing sleep. Dreaming about the things that we could be. Oh, it was the next card! It was the next card! It was the next card! Oh no! To be on the play for game 3 here. Baby, I've been loving playing hard. And no more counting dollars. We'll be here. We'll be counting stars. Again, so Can's got a bunch of mana in it, so I think this is fine. We technically like recall into stuff here too. I'm gonna go ahead and just recall on one because we could hit Mox and or Lotus. I guess I have to discard if I don't. Feels a little. Having all these lands is good. Small punt here, and again, this is just like kind of on autopilot, not thinking about my plays fully. Should have fetched on one here because I have this treasure cruise in my hand. Should have fetched on one because I have this treasure cruise in my hand. A little mistake, but definitely one that's worth fetching. I'm technically down a card in my discard pile here because I didn't play the fetch land on one. I feel like we've run pretty poorly tonight. I've made a few mistakes, and like we've been talking about the sequencing, the small sequencing things I've been doing wrong as I've been doing them. But I also feel like we've run pretty bad in a lot of these games. We've drawn a lot of lands a lot of times here. Right on time, Mox Sapphire. In your eyes. Are you gonna stay the night? Like to buy a Grudge. Let's buy one of our artifact destruction spells, right? You can play a Precursor Golem here. It costs -1 from the Foundry Inspector. Nope. I want to just do this. Keep them off of their big scaries. Does Treasure Cruise beat Trinisphere? Anyone know? It's trades for the Walking Ballista, I guess. Null Rod would have been a clutch hit there, would just turned off all of their mana. If we had a Null Rod there, he probably would have been able to win this game. I'm just snapping this trade. Please, dear God, give me a Null Rod. Please give me a Null Rod. Please give me a Null Rod. Please, it's all I want for Christmas. Alright. That is almost what I asked for. Let's think about this. So I can Grudge the Trinisphere. And then I can flashback Grudge something else. I could also Gush first. Let's Grudge the Trinisphere. And I think I'm gonna Gush because we could hit the Null Rod. I think this Ancient card Grudge is good. How do we feel, fam? I feel like it might be okay. Ankle bite us. Alright. We might be in it. We might be in it to win it. Deal. Was this turn good? If so, why? Please explain. Show me Pulverize. Show me Null Rod. So I'll take a lightning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Six, 7. I know Delve beats Thorn of Amethyst. Maybe I'm supposed to not play the Delver because then I could dig into a Force. Yeah, I think I'm not supposed to play the Delver because then I could dig into a Force and cast Force. Baby. Oh, baby, are we gonna start the new league off with a win? I don't get too far ahead of myself, but it's feeling like we might be starting the new league off with a win. I'm just gonna take these two, I think. Is that true? Yeah, let's take those two. Whisper sweet nothings into their ear. Damn, we even flipped our Delver. What do you think? They concede? Is this a concession? I feel like this is a concession, Null Rod. This game looks close. I agree. I did not think we were winning this game either. Sweet. Good beats, good beats. God bless sideboard cards. Ancient Grudge, MVP. The old one-sided obliterate. Oh, this is the shops person from earlier, right? Welcome to GP Charlotte. Enjoy your stay. This hand's fine, right? It's got mana. It's got a pitch the misstep to a force. It's got a bolt for their first thing. I'm pretty sure they're on shops. If they're on storm, this hand's also acceptable. Put up mulligan to 4, so almost certainly playing shops. This is a guy our Delvers were lazy against. Good call, good call. That one doesn't matter. Looking for, like, threats and wastelands here, I think. Huh. I probably don't want this Null Rod, do I? How do you feel about this Null Rod? You need to, I mean, the Snapcaster Mage is a threat. The Snapcaster Mage kills my opponent and it snap bolts to kill their next thing. I actually don't think I need this Null Rod, and I actually think I want the Snapcaster. This is a threat. Anyone who thinks this card isn't a threat needs to beat people down with 2/1s more often. It's an exhilarating experience. Ah, Hoagland, you've been played. They held their artifact man in their hand. No. So, Null Rod actually isn't amazing against a lot of the draws out of my opponent's deck, which feels weird to say, right? Because they're the artifact deck, but I just want to snap Preordain here. I think I want to just snap Preordain here. I put my threat on the table, get my cantrips going. We're like looking for a Wasteland to like end this game, right? I guess the fetch cleans up after I Pyromancer Brainstorm here, so sure. It doesn't like advance our game plan towards the Wasteland, but I think that's fine. Could snap bolt to send a message. Yeah, that's true. Chief of the Foundry. Yeah, that one, I don't really care about that one. That one doesn't kill me. Just like putting these threats back, right? That's the case. I think I'm gonna bolt their thing here. Have force. I guess I could have kept the Delver as opposed to the Misstep here to pitch to the force, and like the event that I draw a bad blue card, another bad blue card, then I'm like up a Delver of Secrets. I mean, like the shops lists I've played and looked at like play a bunch of Null Rods in their board for the Storm matchup. I don't care about that card. Like, have a bunch of things that, like, don't block my stuff. Misstep is very bad, correct. I mostly just, like, this card reads, like, pitch to Force of Will. Five plus 3, so I get to cruise next turn, even without this mana. I'm obligated to force this. I'm gonna feel a little bit bad if they rip, like, a Worm Coil. I've already burned 2 of my lightning bolts here. Yeah, see, like here, I'd have a Delver to play this turn if I'd have kept that Delver. No, I wouldn't, because I'd have pitched it. No, yeah, so yeah, what I did was fine. Sweet, 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 sweet thing. Coming up Millhouse, as the kids say. I don't know if the kids actually say that, but I certainly say that. Phyrexian Revoker does stop mana ability, so naming Moxen is fine. That's one of the reasons why Phyrexian Revoker is very good in this format. You can turn off Black Lotus and Moxen. If you have Phyrexian Revoker, you can name a Lion's Eye Diamond against Storm and Legacy. This game should pretty much be a wrap with this force in our hand. Yeah, again, just sure. Right, you got these elementals here. Squad goals, gonna swarm these Phyrexian Invokers. Yes, that is actually exactly what happened. There's a force and a misstep over here, and then we drew force misstep off the cruise. One of these elementals back to block these. Card chosen card day, but abandoned hope. I like the cut of your jib, opponent. I like the cut of your jib. This one stops my dorks from attacking. This puts a 5th guy into play, so it's just like a 2-turn clock here, so I'm just gonna enforce this, I think. Huh. Look, I found a use for this misstep. Triggers. Figured it out. I had my auto pass there. I was like, wait a minute, we can do stuff. Found the line. Thanks for casting the spell, opponent. Appreciate you. As part of my sponsorship with MTGO Traders, they provide cards for me to use while I stream. Holy shit! That fucking bug still exists. Did everyone else see me click through all of these elementals? And then they didn't all actually attack? God, that's annoying. I reported that bug months ago, believe it or not. Months ago. Didn't cost us the game there, but and my hand. Honestly, so I was saying I think I want one more card for this matchup. I think I might just want a 4th bolt in either my board or in the main deck over one of these Spell Pierces. It seems like a reasonable addition. Like, Lightning Bolt's pretty decent in this matchup, and it's like a card that I would bring in against, like, the Leovold decks in the format. I think this hand's actually kind of borderline, but I'm going to keep it. Like, we've got a board card, we've got a bolt, we've got a force. Hopefully this Preordain can find us another land. Keeping land light hands in this matchup is not something that's particularly appealing. What? My sweater. Every time. I guess he mulliganed to 4 last game to have it, but like, every time. That's fine. That one dies to Lightning Bolt. It's not okay. For those of you that are new to the stream, I often do weekday morning streams. I am a father of 2, so my oldest is at preschool. I often stream in the mornings. I think I'm just going to risk it for the biscuit here and bolt this Foundry Street Inspector. I could, like, get basic and, like, Preordain here. This kind of sucks against a Wasteland, but I think getting this off the table is pretty important. Big Worm dead. Not a big worm, Dad. This is a justice-free zone. Right on time, Force of Will. If we break on a land here, I'm going to concede. It's all some time. Fucking troll, Library of Alexandria. It's like, haha, you said if you brick on a land. I am the most awkward land to draw, but deal. What? And you playing multiple Worm Coils just as a big X spell? Yeah, pretty dead. Pack it up, pack it in. Let me begin. I'm gonna play for the third game here. Here now. In the world of mediocre sevens that are marginally keepable, when I went to 6, please go to 5. Rats, they scried a card to the bottom. God bless, what you're working with. Looking for a land, huh? A land? Me too, opponent. Me too. I am far luckier than you. So upset in that memories that you select. Bad, but the good you just forget. Angry day. The day. This is fine. I need to force a Worm Coil engine. Have fun. And would be all for naught. I don't hate you. Love you, but right now I just don't like you. Alright, Delver, I'm going to give you a slide on that one because it was the best card we could draw. Opponent's hand is Ravager, Ravager, Dismember, Worm Coil, one card we don't know. Along with some bad advice. Put it all. But somehow this is still your fault. I tried to move you, but you just wouldn't buzz. But you'd rather hold your grudge. My opponent commented, did my Delvers get better overnight? Because we played them earlier and our Delvers didn't flip for like 12 turns. Don't wanna fight you. No, I always love you, but right now I just don't like you. That one good? If so, why? Please explain. That's one. One's a wrap, folks. This is the downside to Magic Online. If this was a game of paper Magic, I'd just like put my hand face up on the table and just let my opponents know they were allowed to concede at any given point. Here, my opponent has to be like, I'm gonna keep playing because Jeff could have nothing. Please. Another very close game. Both teams giving it the old college best here. And these bruises, all of the heartache that they say never completely goes away. Don't wanna fight you, no, I always love you, but right now I just don't like you. Took this too far. Either of these. Didn't take that one though. I guess the Trop would have been fine because there's a Grudge in my bin here. Dismember resolves, lightning bolt you. Out this way. Going in. That. Like, if my opponent's just gonna sit here and let me cast a dig through time, I'm gonna cast a dig through time. What would we have gotten? 8, 4, 5, 6. Man, we could have gotten a recall and a wasteland? It's like Christmas. Alright, sweet. 2-0. Thanks, Tannen. It's good, it's good to get out and play. They just shook up their standard format a little bit. It was a good day. Manny and I were both playing in my basement. I love doing hex lands are the best. It's like have a bunch of couple guys come over and we all set up laptops in my basement. Sometimes my wife plays too, so I guess it's not just a total sausage fest. I'll hang out and play the hex tournament, bullshit around between rounds. It's like going to a Magic tournament without all of the sweaty bodies in the bathroom, like, you know, just no space anywhere, and having to pay for overpriced convention food. It's wonderful. I top 8'd one of their weekly 1Ks today. Which, unfortunately, the $1,000 in cash goes to top 4. Matthew top 4'd, actually. Matt and I both 6-1'd into top 8, and he won his quarterfinals. I lost my quarterfinals. But, I still got, like 40 or 50 bucks worth of in-game stuff, and it's only a $7 entry fee, so, like, was everyone wearing belts, right? Magic Tournament PTSD. I like how the only person in recent memory to, like, point out how disgusting Magic tournaments can be occasionally, they DCI banned him for a year or whatever. It's like, man, you don't like it pointed out there's ass cracks at your tournaments. Maybe you should make a rule that there shouldn't be ass cracks hanging out at your tournaments. Just saying, just saying. Did I miss Admiral Bots? Hi, Jeff. I'm kind of new to the stream. I heard Jeff mention you're donating for Modern Leagues. How does that work? So sorry I missed that. Thanks someone else for pointing that out. Yeah, if you're a subscriber to the stream for $12, I will play your deck through a league. If you're a non-subscriber for a $20 donation, I will play a deck list through a league here on stream. And again, you don't have to provide any of the cards. I take care of all that for you. This hand's like super medium minus, right? It's probably okay. This is, again, just like the low end of keepable 7s, I feel like. Man, this soft counter looking real good right now, huh? Force is a great pickup here, actually. Still not quite sure what my opponent's doing. I'm actually just going to pass the turn here. They could be on something fair. Like, on 4 mana, if they have a second land, they could cast Jace, or they could cast Paradoxical Outcome. So, I think I want to just pass with Pierce plus Force up here. And then depending on, like, what they do, I can, like, play my Pyromancer next turn. Channel Fireball has no air conditioning? How is that even remotely okay? There's, like... They've held, like, conventions talking about how that's not okay, right? Alright, well, I think I'm just going to Wasteland my opponent here. They didn't do anything on 4 mana, so... It was right to wait last turn. It's probably right to wait this turn. I feel like people should post, because, like, I feel like people shit down the throat of Star City while, like, praising Channel Fireball a lot of the time. It's like, that's just so not okay. I do not partake in any sporting type events, no. My basement does, in fact, have air conditioning. Land still, huh? I don't know if the Spell Pierce is going to be good or not. The last physical Magic tournament I played in had one bathroom for 104 people. My Hex LAN party this morning had 3 of us playing, and there were 3 bathrooms in my house. So, you know, take that for what you will. It's objectively better than Channel Fireball. Alright, well, Dr. P. Rizzle and the squad here. We play PPTs. My house is decent size too. We've got like 2,400 square feet. My basement is certainly larger than a number of LGSs I've been inside of. Triggers. Let them change your mind. I mean, like, if you're not into Hex, and you should check it out if you haven't played Hex before, Hex is great, but, you know, if you really just want to play Magic, like, Magic Online has regular tournaments on the weekends, too. Like, I've top 8'd and won some of the Magic Online tournaments. They're great. I'd recommend checking that. I feel like I don't want a Delver here. I just want more spells, right? Probably okay. It's like, people keep asking me, like, when I'm going to travel for the next SCG event. It's just like, SCG was in Louisville, which is only, like, 4 hours away from me recently. And I was just like, man, I could do that. Or I could just play this event that doesn't require me to leave my house. And guess what? Not leaving the house definitely won. That's unreal. 80 persons, 100 degrees, no AC. That Mana Trader service is not cheap. I looked into that before I hooked up the sponsor with MTGO Traders, and I just wasn't going to. It's kind of annoying because this is a 3/3 when it blocks, right? Yeah. You and me. I could play this dig, but I kind of want to. I could just sit till we draw a Wasteland, you're right. Is that what I'm doing? Am I just like sitting till we draw another Wasteland? I only have one. I have a Wasteland and a Strip Mine in my deck. Who wants to wait and who wants... Oh, I have 4 Wastelands in my deck. So I have 4 live draws, 3 Wastelands, and a Strip Mine. You think we want to ride them out here? That's gotta be bad for me, right? I could also just go back and forth here until... I'm gonna wait until they start moving to hand size, and then I'll break it during their end step. I think is what you're supposed to do. Like, we could draw Wasteland, which puts us ahead too. Yeah, let them draw up. So that way they don't really get card advantage out of it. They just, like, basically get to loot. So for those that never played against Dancel before, it's a 2-mana enchantment from Odyssey, I believe. Yeah, this is a set I started playing Magic in. Whenever a player casts a spell, sacrifice Dancel. If you do, each of that player's opponents draws 3 cards. This blocks as a 3/3. So this can pump itself up for those that are unfamiliar with Mishra's Factory. Wait till my opponent moves to hand size with 8 cards. If they get to their end step with 8 cards, I'm going to crack this probably with a bolt to their face here. Yeah. I'm going to crack this with a bolt to their face here. Do I want to bolt their face? I probably just want to dig, actually, right? Because then I'm just going to kill them really quickly by bolting this Mishra's Factory. They have 11 cards. Like, this dig's not resolving. But, like, even when they force, they're going to force down to 9. That's the thing that can happen in this format. Oh, I can just kill them by spell piercing them, right? It's like spell pierce, they pay for this. I can then bolt their face. This is going to be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's almost dead. It's not quite dead. Like, taps the Mishra's Factory out, though. Maybe this is bad. Let them use another card potentially here. And, like, if they misstep this, or, like, misstep their misstep and get more tokens. We're misstepping. Yeah. Let's go. Pyromancer triggers. I'm gonna get balanced next turn and, like, hate myself, but that's fine. Holy crap, they just messed up. That just worked out so well for us. They just Mindbreak trapped my dig through time for some reason. Man, talk about inducing an opponent's mistake. So now they don't get to mana drain, so they don't get 8 free mana next turn. Things that were legal plays for 100. God, is that the best spell pierce I've ever cast that was just to make... Like, I was paying a blue to make 2 elementals. That's what I was doing there. I was paying a blue to make 2 elementals, but... Bring down the elemental hammer here. I believe that's called inducing a misplay. Yep. Nodding my head like yeah. Moving my hips like... Please animate this. Hey, it's a party in the USA. I can't pierce a balance anyway, so let's just do this. It gets a card out of my hand. I'm not going to play this Delver out in the event that we get balanced. Rock-in kicks. Oh, I should have just misstepped that, right? Derp. Why did I pierce this instead of misstepping it? I don't know. Oh, they're going to force me. Sure. It's fine. They forced it anyways. Everything worked out as expected. Put my hands up to playing my song and butterflies fly away. Not in my head like yeah. Moving my hips like yeah. Did you know it's a party in the USA? I'm Walk Resolves, friendo. Oh no! Oh no! Wait. Wait, what? Alright, deal. I accept your premise. I don't think so, Crazy Ship. It's almost midnight here. I'm not even 100% I'm going to finish this league. I guess this is the third match. We'll probably finish this league. Moving my hips like yeah. It's a party in the USA. Wait, donate, will you stop singing? I will sing you into donation, yes. 4 blocks, bolt your thing. It's a party in the USA. Alright, what are we doing? So, Flusterstorms and Pyroblasts sound great. I don't really know what they're doing. Is this a Null Rod matchup? I don't know if this is a Null Rod matchup. I'm gonna do this. I probably want the bolts. Their reach, they sometimes kill Jace and they kill Monastery Mentor. So donation threshold for Singing God Key. I unfortunately am unable to do certain things. That might be one of them. Is this a Flusterstorm matchup? I don't actually... Yeah, this might not be a Flusterstorm matchup, actually. In the nick of time. Red underline. And we listened to so much T-Swift on the way to Magic trips. Mostly at Matthew's expense. Look what you made me do. Look what you just made me do. What you made me do. What's the donation threshold for me to get singing lessons? I guess it seems like DC plus, right? Pyroblast probably pretty good. In the nick of time. It's the threshold for making Mad sing T-Swift. Now that's the hard-hitting question right there. It twice. Look what you made me do. What you made me do. Looking for threats and lands. Made me do. Look what you made me do. Look what you made me do. Body and body trusts me. I'm going to leave Pierce up for a standstill next turn. Nobody trusts me. Nobody and nobody trusts me. Nobody and nobody trusts me. Looking for threats now. It's perfect. Maybe I wanted that land, actually. That was a bad bottom. I kind of want that land. Yeah, I think I should have taken that land. Look what you made me do. Look what you made me do. Peace, Mr. Silicone. Have a good evening. What you made me do. Look what you made me do. Yeah, 10 out of 10 should have taken that land. Sure. All right. Believe. You ever cracked a Black Lotus to snap a ponder before? Who's right now? Oh, I'm so sick of that same old love. I'm so sick of that same old love. Oh. This is my clock. Got a little ray gun there and everything. Peace, Pete. is great, right? Stop all of these, draw the Delver, cast it. This bad boy next turn. Bad Mamma Jamma. These are worse than the Flusterstorms that are on my board right now. Very probable these are worse than the Flusterstorms. It's like tag the standstill, which is nice. I'm so sick of that same old love. So sick of that same old love. This is kind of sweet. Spare Deck, the deck rental site that I advertised for on the stream here, they have going to be offering a subscription service starting soon. It's interesting. What if I Pyroblasted this? And I spell pierced your Mana Drain. And like, if this was a Flusterstorm, we'd be better off here. Okay. Not quite Mana Drain, but we'll definitely pierce the flashbacked Mental Misstep. That looks like the correct amount. They have another thing here. If they had a Misstep in their hand, they could have like a Flusterstorm here. No, Spell Pierce is any non-creature spell. Flusterstorm is only instants and sorceries. So like I can Spell Pierce a Jace or an artifact. I can't Flusterstorm a Jace or an artifact. Dang it, Fugitive Wizard. I think I'm going to hold this Bolt in the event of a Monastery Mentor or a second Jace. Solve. I can buy any standard deck for $100. Let's test your theory. MTG Goldfish. Decks, metagame, standard, use paper prices. If I glance at the top 5 decks on the MTG Goldfish metagame, I get $190, $220, $270, $140, and $220. So 200's fair, but other ones still go above that. And if you're like a competitive player and someone that changes decks a lot, like a lot of the times the buy and then resell rate on these decks, that, oh, God bless America, these fucking Delvers tonight. The buy list rate on decks buying and reselling a lot of the time is only like 50%. So like, it depends on what you value your time at too. I did not commentate the Hex Bash this morning. Commentating all day takes a lot of work. I actually played in the Hex Bash, and Matt and I both played, and we both top-8'd. It was a good time. It's a good time. I top 8'd with a 3-shard Ardent deck, and Matt top 8'd playing Kaigalichi Reanimator. We're gonna Snap Recall here? That's aggressive. They must have hit a misstep or something. Here's the crap out of this. Man, remember that time my Delvers didn't flip for 2 turns? I guess I got kind of punished for not, like, pressuring this or paying mana for a misstep here. Matt made $125 for top 4ing. I got like $40 worth of stuff in-game. The cash is only to the top 4 players. Yes, I would love to flip to this Pyroblast that's going to rail you into the dirt, hopefully. Talk about things that are hopefully going to kill our friendo here. This Pyroblast and these Delver, these Insectile Aberrations. I did not stream it, but because I have access to the replay client, I can actually recast some of my matches, and there's 3 of them that I think were exceptionally good, so I might recast them after the fact. We might do that for my Tuesday Hex stream. The Hex Bash 2 only has a $7 entry fee, so like getting $40 worth of in-game stuff for top 8ing off a $7 entry fee is not bad. Assume this isn't resolving, but like something's gonna get misstepped at some point anyways here. But it'll be super if these Delver flip. That is an accurate assessment. I'm probably gonna... One of these is probably gonna become a farmer here. I'm not blocking here because this feels like a balance. I guess it could just be like a verdict too. You're supposed to block. Actually just like Wrath of God? God, it's fucking Wrath of God. Oh, we're gonna have to play a 3rd game. Any price support below top 8? Yeah, there's in-game prizes to the top 32 competitors. You have special promo cards that they give out and some other in-game cosmetics. Yep. Yeah, probably dead here. It's really unfortunate those Delvers didn't flip. Here. Next game on the play. Yeah, they scale the prizes up if they have a large amount of players. Yeah, like at 200 players, they scale them up to 64. I like how I boarded. Let's go ahead and submit. We get a little bit more fortune on our Delvers this time through. These bolts aren't great. I'm bringing a Flusterstorm over one of them. Oh, Z's. My opponent just said they have to restart their computer. Well, it's a good time to cut to the sponsor screen as any. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night to everyone wherever you're out in the world. Thanks for choosing to spend part of your day here with us. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I hope you're enjoying yourself. Make sure to hit that follow button if you haven't already. It helps other people find my stuff, and it doesn't cost you anything. If you are enjoying my content, you want me to produce more of this wonderful vintage and legacy and magic and TCG content in general, you can do that by subscribing on Twitch or becoming a patron on Patreon. It's currently September, so all new subscribers on Twitch are half off this month. You can also support my content by supporting my sponsors. MTGOtraders.com would love to buy and sell Magic online cards. Use code Hoagland. PayPal with them. You'll save 8% on your singles orders with them. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG singles. Using promo code Jeff5 at CoolStuffInc.com, you can save 5% on all of your TCG singles with them. InkGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience. Using code Jeff12, you can save 12% on custom playmats, mouse pads, and sleeves with them. You can upload your own custom artwork that you have the right to redistribute, or you can choose from their wide selection of default artwork. And finally, SpareDeck.com. They offer kind of a unique service. They will rent you any physical, standard, or modern deck. You can rent a deck for a weekend or up to an entire month. Renting just a single deck usually costs about 12% the cost of the entire deck. So if you're someone that changes decks a lot, if you're someone like me that mostly plays online and only plays on paper occasionally, they're a really convenient service. They also just announced that they're going to be doing a subscription-based service where you pay a flat fee per month to have a standard or modern deck or both. Someone asked, how much is it to get into Hex? The competitive decks in Hex usually range somewhere between let's say 50 and 150 bucks. It varies from season to season because unlike a lot of the digital card games out there, Hex is a full buy, sell, trade secondary market. So you can just buy decks outright for cash on a third party store. Actually, Hex Primal is my sponsor for them. There's a discount code for their storefront down in my sponsors linked below. And the other thing that's nice about Hex 2 is, like, someone linked my budget decks there in chat. The budget decks start, like, 20 bucks. There's a couple that are in, like, the $40 range that are reasonably competitive. And Hex's constructed ladder is completely free to play in, and they have several tournaments throughout the week that are completely free to play in as well that you earn in-game prizes for playing. So once you buy a constructed deck, you can just play as much as you want without putting any further investment into the game or client or whatnot. And their constructed events are pretty cheap. Like the constructed 1K that I top baited today only cost at a $7 entry fee. This hand is probably great in the style of matchup, right? It's not library on the draw, but it's library on the play. It's probably good enough. Probably enough to bury my opponent. Put them firmly into the ground. We're just going to go library pass on our first turn here. Are there combo decks or control? I like those most in Magic. Yeah, so Hex is very similar to Magic in that a lot of the archetypes transfer to it. I often describe Hex as like Magic Plus. It has a lot of the similar things to Magic like a lot of digital card games do, but it uses the digital design space to kind of do things that Magic can't do. So traditional aggro, combo, and control do exist. In fact, the first deck list there in my budget deck list is kind of a mid-range combo deck. It's not quite Splinter Twin. What would be a good corollary for it in Magic? I don't think there's a direct parallel for the type of combo that it is, but it's kind of like this mid-range troop-based value deck that draws a lot of cards and has a combo finish inside of it. The Fertico combo deck. One's mulligan to 6. It's not quite elves because it uses like this one-shot mechanic with the troops that it combos with. Ugh. Yep. They're going to counter this, so I'm going to jump off the nearest building. I'm going to bottom this Pierce. I'll top this Probe because it lets me look at their hand. Ugh. Wasteland sucks. All right. We have a plan. It's not a good one, but it exists. So I feel like we had a little bit of fortune to lose that second game. We'll see what we can do here with this one. Going to brainstorming, sure. Probably safe to assume they're going to keep the Supreme Verdict around. Misstep's fine. Probably getting a basic here. Yep, another basic planes. Or plow. Yep. Right on time, Misstep. This league was going so well. Up a game, and we were so far ahead. Yep. Alright. Is this a deck? This deck doesn't seem very good. It's like a bad version of, like, the Leovold decks, right? I don't know, I don't actually understand. Definitely haven't played enough vintage to have a good metric on, like, what's good, bad, or otherwise. And I guess they just banned Mentor, so we probably don't have really good objective metrics on what's good, bad, or otherwise there. Like, if our Delvers would have flipped 1 turn sooner in that second game, like, if it would have taken them 2 turns instead of 3 turns, they'd have died. It's also possible I could have traded with my... Should have held library. I mean, we shouldn't have kept that hand if we were holding the library. So, no, you're wrong. So, let me rephrase that. There's a better way to restate. If you think you're supposed to hold the library, that means that hand's not keepable. So that means you should say you should mulligan instead of keeping that hand. I would accept that that hand's not keepable because opponent's playing land still, which is a deck that has Wasteland in it. I would accept that premise. I would not accept that you hold the library. Holding the library is definitely objectively wrong. Looking for a threat here. Not sure what our opponent's doing, but we've got Trap and Force of Will here, so pretty insulated against a combo deck. Probably just want a threat, like I said, exactly like that one there. Do I want this land? I think I do. I'm going to leave the Pyromancer on top so they don't know it's coming. We always brainstorm away this land later if we don't need it. Library, go. All right, can never win. It's not strictly true. If getting... I guess Magic Online is the only metric for whether or not something's good in Vintage, right? But, like, if 5-0ing leagues and 4-winning leagues was the metric for, like, what constitutes a good deck, then every deck I've ever played is good, almost. Hopefully they do a couple things here and we get to trap them. Oh, it's a trap! Hopefully this Pyromancer can get under this library. This is fine. This requires them to play another thing before they can activate this. They're probably supposed to retain priority to this and draw a card, right? Yeah, I actually haven't managed to sneak in the 4-1, the 5-0 with Tron yet. I got a bunch of 4-1s, though. Couldn't tell you what a vintage displays. All I know is this is a format full of Moxin and Time Walks and Ancestral Recalls. And if you're choosing to put the card Mother of Runes in your deck in this format, it's probably not a lot of help for you. I've not played Magic Standard Format for a while because Magic Standard Format's been kind of rancid. We're definitely going to be picking up Magic Standard Format now that we have Pirates and Dinosaurs to play with here soon. So we drew another land. Let's go ahead and Brainstorm here to get started. If they want to force back here, then they're not going to have 7. It's going to have a harder time using their library again. I don't think I want another threat here. I'm going to not crack this fetch quite yet. Reserve the right to draw that other Pyromancer back up here. Yeah, I don't understand why you would want to play a deck like this when you can just, like, do something really sweet in this format. Oh, it's a mirror. Okay, that makes sense, I guess. That makes sense. Okay. Mirror match. Huh. Probably don't mind drawing another Pyromancer in a mirror match, huh? I'll bolt this in response. And I can pierce this force. To answer someone's question about Modern, Modern just doesn't allow for very interactive games a lot of the time, and I kind of enjoy, like, the back and forth aspect of Magic. Like, if we're not going to play back and forth, why don't I just, like, play Solitaire? Like, if we're not going to have some enjoyable back and forth, like, why are we bothering? And Modern really doesn't enable you to have meaningful back and forth a lot of the time, it feels like. I have 4 cards left here. I think I want to be a little aggressive. Get a treasure cruise here. Activate their library too. What good clean living over there. I want to draw one of my busted restricted cards. Where are all my busted restricted cards? I guess this is technically a restricted card, right? Please just die to the elementals I already have on the table. Wow. This has to be good for me, right? Kind of flailing around here, spinning their tires. I'm kind of surprised they didn't trade elementals last turn. Seems like that's a life-saving proposition for them. They have a Lotus, sure. It's a good way to catch up here. And Pyromancer into some stuff and kill me. Hey-oh. Hey, shipping up to Boston. Hey-oh. Time walk, kill me. Wooden legs. Look, Ma, no hands. And I lost my leg. Climbing up the top cell, I lost my leg. We'll cast it. Ooh. Lag. I'm gonna eat here. Evening, Squishy. I wonder if the mistake I made this game was supposed to draw that second Pyromancer. Yeah, we're definitely super behind here. The library put us firmly in the ground. This is drawn, what, 4 or 5 cards now? God, what a tilt. I should play this out because they know about it anyways. Joke's on me. Good job, Hogland. If I'd have waited, I could have cast this Force this turn. I wouldn't have had this token. Just everything turned out wrong. We're playing the land out, so that way if we draw another land, we can cast the Force next turn. I mean, their hand has to be like mono forces and counterspells at this point, right? Like, they're not playing things that impact the board, so like... Dr. P. Rizzle here is doing their best. I don't think they're gonna manage to scrape it out against this Library of Alexandria here. Sure. Feel like whatever I Snapcaster here isn't resolving anyways. It's kind of nuts how, like, close to being in this game we are. Like, opponent's Library of Alexandria drew, like, 6 cards this game. They cast a Gush, they cast a Treasure Cruise. They recall this game, too. Did not recall. They didn't, that dig actually didn't actually resolve. They pitched that dig to a force. Alright, over didn't flip. God bless. Where's Electrolyze when you need one? Alright, maybe I'm supposed to make them kill me just because they're down on clock. 380 Dunzo there. Trap seems pretty bad. Horse seems pretty bad. Flusters and Blast seem good. No, Null Rod's pretty bad. This, I think. Yeah, seems reasonable. What's going on, Maddie? We started off our league 2-0. We lost to a poopy lane still deck, and now we are down a game here in a pseudo mirror match. Opponent's got Price of Progress in their deck. But even Vintage is too much for me to handle. That sounds great, right? Your Library of Alexandria now, opponent. I'm actually just going to hold up this Pyroblast / Spell Pierce here on one, I think. I like countering cantrips aggressively in these matchups. I could be, like, really aggressive and Spell Pierce that, right? I mean, Young Pyromancer is basically Storm on a creature, to be fair. If you're gonna fight over this, you probably should have done it on their turn, so I didn't have 2 mana up to do this. Okay. Me a sign. Give me a sign. Give me a sign. Should have assumed that's what they were tutoring for. Alright, Delver's not dead yet. For a land, really looking for a land. This card's so much worse than Guidance. Vomit. Please don't kill my Delver. Please don't kill my Delver. Please don't kill my Delver. Force, deck, Flooded. That's a tilt. Tilt! We need Mental Misstep in Hex. This is what Guidance does. Guidance lets you Fate Weave, which you choose a random resource or non-resource in your deck, and then it stacks it on top of it, and then it draws a card. So it's basically like, hey, do you want to draw a land or do you want to draw a non-land? Dealer's choice. The chance of them being, like, just dead with Dak is kind of low. So they have Flooded Strand Force. Oh, Wasteland. Why you gotta do me dirty? I could, like, attack this Dak twice and kill it, or I could attack them 3 times and kill them. So I'm gonna try and attack them 3 times and kill them, for those that are wondering what I'm doing. Oh, they have a force and a blue card. Life. Think about it. Can I get a land, please? Or a cantrip? Plus. God. Fuck, this card is. Oh, this is what me losing my mind sounds like for those that are unfamiliar. They're going to take our Mox Sapphire now. Fucking time walk. Oh. If we'd have hit a red source there, we'd have actually been ahead by a lot. We'd have Pyroblasted this and then had Mox red source and then like cast these Pyromancers and like gone to town. What a fucking troll land. What a goddamn troll of a Tropical, whatever. Oh, why is there a draw a card button if it doesn't work, Magic Online? Why? Alright, let's finish. What a good place to end the night on. We'll play one more match here. Finish incinerating the 20. God, do you know each of these leagues, playing in these 2 leagues, cost me almost 4 times as much as playing in the Hex 1K did today. These 2 leagues cost me almost 4 times as much as playing in the one Hex 1K. Them's the beats. Magic Online's expensive when you're losing. How many tickets are we down to? Ow! Just Magic Online doing Magic Online things here. 130. Man, I had 200 tickets last week. I haven't sold any. Hey, you nerds want to see Magic? This is the only way to stream Magic. Hey, Tara Grosick with the $4.99 a month subscription. Thank you very much for that. Help stop the hemorrhaging here. Yeah, it sounds great, right? Well, I mean, first place for the Hex 1K is $500 plus some in-game probos. 5-0ing a league is like, I can actually tell you because there are prizes, view prizes. 16 treasure chests. A treasure chest is approximately $2, so this is $32, so it's like $50 in in-game stuff. Hate consequences. Pass the turn. Nobody wants to watch that. And like, if I'm streaming Magic content for people to see, like, and no one wants to watch it, what's the point? Misstep your misstep, bro. No, dog, don't do it to me. No, dog. Jeez, I'm gonna get misstepped the 3rd time. I just want to pitch myself off of something. No. All right, deal. All right, strip mine you, cast this Delver, go. What's the song in my headphones right now? I'm currently listening to I So Hate Consequences by the Reliant K. What a good, yeah, Force ma ville. Force ma ville. And I appreciate the subscription, Jonas Bra. Welcome, good evening. It's gonna be our last match for you folks. Thanks for everyone that hung out for our vintage escapades this evening. Burned through plenty of the Moto fun bucks. Which aren't really fun bucks because they could easily be real money. Yeah, we've got the Max Diamond there. Max Sapphire, sweet. This Delver's going the distance. It's going full speed. Honestly, I think I'm just holding this Brainstorm to pitch to this Force. We're just holding to pitch it. We've been streaming for about 3 hours here tonight. Remember, if you didn't catch all of this evening's stream, there's a link to my YouTube channel down below. I'll get the video archives uploading here. They'll be live by morning. And then come tomorrow night, we're going to be streaming some more. Probably some Legacy, maybe some Modern, not sure. I have no idea. Particularly in Limited. I can't really comment on Limited. I don't really play Limited in Hex. I don't play Limited on Magic either. What if I lightning bolted your face? Yeah, face bolt. Face bolt. Everything will be just fine. Everything will be alright, alright. Thank you, Jimmy Eat World. Let me know everything's gonna be alright. Doing better on your own. Eternal's a great casual game. My problem with Eternal was that they made so many. They make so much. The complexity of play is like 90s level RPG. Yeah, there's that too. But like, and that's because Eternal made a lot of concessions in terms of gameplay to make games go quickly as opposed to being like deep and interesting. Like Hex is one of the only games where like their competitive constructed ladder is like best of 3, which is enjoyable to me as a player because like if I'm sitting down to play a game, like if I'm gonna sit down and poop, I don't want to play a card game while I sit there and poop. I can like, you know, pull out something stupid or check Twitter or whatever. Like when I'm sitting here at my computer, I want to like actually play a game for a couple of hours. I want to like play a game where like we get to do things to minimize variance, like play best of 3s, have these reserves cards. So like when I have a matchup that's bad, I can fix it post reserves. It seems great. It's got a recall with a misstep. It's got a blast and a delver. Put mulligan to 6. Sign me up. This match is for all the bucks. I don't want to stress anyone out there. There are literally tens of tickets on the line right now. If we win this match, we will be. I wonder if I'm supposed to. They scried top. Okay, I think if they scried bottom, I was supposed to misstep that. Flusterstorm to protect my recall. Oh, baby. Everything will be alright. Yeah, Delver. Not quite sure what our opponent's doing just yet. Kinda just died last game, right? So part of me misses the camaraderie of like testing with the guys, but then another part of me remembers how much work doing paper streams is. It's just like, nope, that's just not happening. Punishing fire. Flusterstorming a punishing fire? I feel like I am. If they don't have a grove, this is good for us. They have a grove, they're gonna have to re-kill this and spend another turn to do that. And I can go like Pyromancer plus Wasteland you next turn. Not a grove with the Burn Willows. Here. Another piece of removal here. Sure. Oh, bottom there. Good. Not finding what they're looking for. Little medium. A blue card for it. It'd be really good if we had a blue card for it. If like one of these was a blue card. But like, three-sided cards. I mean, they have cards that transform into other things, if that's what you mean. Trigger. These are my Delvery finger pistols. These are my Delvery finger pistols. All right, so we finished out the night 3, 2, and 1, 3. So good clean 4, 5 on the evening. I think 3 of those losses were at least firmly on me. Probably at least one of the other 2. There was one where we just got kind of exceptionally unlucky, but we definitely had some sequencing mistakes in the ones that we lost, especially against some of those. Especially against some of those shop stacks. So, things I mentioned that seem interesting. I don't know that we actually need this Mindbreak Trap. I pushed the deck around a little bit, and when we're boarding against shops, I currently have 6 cards to bring in, but I have like 7 cards I want to take out. So I don't know that I'd play this Mindbreak Trap in the main deck again. I think I'd like one of these 7 cards to be something that I feel okay leaving in against workshops. So I'm just going to tell you the same thing I always tell people. Don't play an interactive deck in Modern. Don't do it. You're setting yourself up to be disappointed. Don't do it. I'm going to have to cruise. I'm not going to make a talk about what I want to do necessarily. Right now, I'm going to take a cruise through other blue-red Delver lists on Magic Online and see what other people have been doing. Yeah, at any rate, I think I want to swap probably this Mindbreak Trap. I think this deck's probably pretty good in like the Storm-type matchups. I don't think we need a 5th Force in the main deck, basically. Harsh Mentor is gas. Maybe. I don't know that I want a random one of like that. It could just be like, go back to being a main deck smash. That card's pretty reasonable. At any rate, I'm going to go ahead and sign off for the evening, folks. Remember, again, if you didn't catch everything, we played Blue-Red Delver here in Vintage for almost 3 hours tonight. So if you weren't here for the whole stream and you enjoyed this deck, be sure to check out my YouTube channel. If you didn't check out the last time we streamed this deck, there's already a video up there, so definitely be sure to check that out. And I will see y'all again online tomorrow night. Usually I kick off about 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, about 18-ish hours from now. I'll be live again. So peace, folks.